Welcome back to a new episode of Scientific Smart Coaching. Here today we shall discuss about the heat chapter on ICSC board exam forthcoming. The important question that is expected to come in the board exam of 2023 in heat chapter. But before we start, uh, you have to if you like this video, then just subscribe my channel of Scientific Smart Coaching and share and like the video. So let's start today's discussion about Scientific Smart Coaching's this new episode about heat, a chapter which is not so much important, but but it is easy. So you can you can read and you can read and also utilize the number that is expected to be 7 to 10 12 numbers. So let us start. At first we should know about what is heat. Heat is a form of energy which when absorbed by a body makes it hot. And what is the SI unit of heat? The SI unit of heat is joule. There is one term in heat which is called calorie. What is calorie? 1 calorie is the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees C to 15.5 degrees C. 1 calorie equal to 4.2 joule. What are the other units of heat? One unit is calorie. We know one. Another is kilocalorie, which is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water by 1 degree Celsius. It is equal to 1000 calorie. What are the factors in which the quantity of heat given by a body is depends? Number one, mass. Number two, rise or fall of temperature. Number three, nature of the material. Ice cream of 0 degree Celsius feels colder than water at 0 degree Celsius. Why? Because we know we have to need to supply 336 joule of heat per gram to convert ice at 0 degree Celsius into water at 0 degree Celsius. That means ice is more cooler than water. So that is why the ice cream at 0 degree Celsius feels colder than water at 0 degree Celsius. Next question. A bottled drinks are cooled more effectively when surrounded by lumps of ice than iced water. The reason is the same. Next question. Write an expression for the heat energy liberated by a body. It is Q equal to mc delta T, where m is mass, c is specific heat capacity, and delta T is the difference of temperature between the two case. Next, 1 kg of water freezes to form ice at 0 degrees Celsius. What is the amount of heat withdrawal here? Answer is 336,000 joule. What energy change would you expect to take place in the molecules of a substance when it undergoes a change in temperature? When it undergoes a temperature change in temperature, the average kinetic energy of the molecules will increase. And when change in the state without any change in temperature, the potential energy will be changed. Name the SI unit of heat. It is joule, and the most commonly used unit is calorie. 1 calorie equal to 4.18 joule. So next question, differentiate between heat and temperature. It is a form of energy. Temperature is the sensation of hotness or coldness. Unit of heat is joule and unit of temperature is degree Celsius or Kelvin. Set a condition for the flow of heat energy from one body to another. Heat energy heat energy always flows from a body at a higher temperature, 12-hour temperature. Explain why are big tubes of water kept in underground cellars for storing fresh fruit and vegetables in cold countries? Because in very cold temperature the water within the cells of fruits and vegetables freezes at and hence damages them. To avoid such a damage, huge water tubs are kept. The water gives off 4200 joule of heat energy for every 1 kg of 1 degree Celsius fall in the temperature. Thus, it does not allow the temperature of the cell to fall below 0 degree Celsius, and hence there is no damage to the fresh fruits. So, these are some very important questions. You should hear the question and utilize and memorize those question and answer. Let us discuss some other question. Why does the heat supplied to a substance during the change of state not cause any rise in temperature? During the change of state, the supplied heat increased the potential energy of the molecule. As distance between the molecule increases, work is done by heat supplied against the attractive force. How is the heat capacity of a body related to the specific heat of the molecule? Heat capacity of a body equal to mass of the body into specific heat. Next question. An equal quantity of heat is supplied to two substances A and B. The substance A shows a greater rise in temperature. What can you say about the heat capacity? A is compared. The heat capacity of B is more than the capacity of A. Is it possible to freeze the water formed back to ice by adding ice at 0 degrees Celsius? No, it is not possible, because to freeze the water from back to the ice by adding 0 degrees Celsius ice, because ice has to lose heat in order to freeze the ice added 0 degrees Celsius is unable to take the heat loss, otherwise it will also melt. So the question is it possible to freeze the water formed back to ice by adding ice at 0 degrees Celsius? So it is no. Answer is no. Why does stone lying in the sun get heated up much more than water lying for the same duration of time? Because specific heat capacity because of stone is much less specific heat capacity than the specific heat capacity of water. Hence, for the same heat supplied, the temperature of the stone rises much more than water for the same duration and gets heated up much more. How does an increase in temperature affect the specific resistance of a metal and semiconductor? Specific resistance of metal increases with the increase in temperature. Specific resistance of semiconductor decreases with the increase in temperature. So these are some examples, or rather some questions on specific heat. Let us discuss some other questions also. Explain why do sandy soils get quickly heated up quickly as compared to the wet soil. The specific heat capacity of sand is about 5 times less than the water. Therefore, it should easily heat it, and that is why this phenomena occur. Explain why water is considered as heat best liquid for quenching thirst. Water has a high specific heat capacity, and it can absorb the large amount of heat energy without rising the temperature sufficient. This is why water is considering as best liquid to quenching the thirst. Water has the high specific heat capacity, Explain why is it advisable to power cold water over burns caused a human body? The answer is the same. Explain why is water used as a coolant? The answer is same. Name two factors on which the heat absorbed or given out our body depend. The mass and specific heat. Explain why water is used in hot water bodies for formation and also for fermentation and also as universal coolant. The answer is same. So these are the very important questions that may come in the forthcoming ICSC class 10 exam. So that's all for today's this video. Let us hope that you can give a good answer to the heat chapter on ICSC class 10.